Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Hour number 3 on this Fun King Friday, cover song Friday, and all the things Friday, including Friday the 13th, which seemed to not be a big deal, but then started showing out over the past 2 hours. I don't know why. Everybody needs a Xanax.
Zen, man, just relax, everybody.
I think that's what needs to happen. I think everybody needs a Xanax. Just like our man Matt Murphy, he could probably use a Xanax from time to time. Isn't that right?
I'm as cool as the other side of the pillow, Andrew.
Yeah, you are. This is your first time joining the show since the mighty return of one John Bird. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I don't care for it, Andrew. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I don't like it. I'm a little nervous that John Bird might be taking all of you folks hostage, and y'all are presenting this in the way that you are under duress. I mean, I'm sitting in my little home studio here in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, and I'm looking across the studio, and I'm looking at an award that I received from John Bird. Would you like for me to read to you what that award says?
Yes, please do.
It says, Andrew. It says, Matt Murphy, 2020, meanest boss to John Bird.
Oh, that's right.
So I received that award from John Bird. So I'll never forgive him for disparaging my character there. No, I mean, it's great. I mean, we're all happy for John. I mean, we understand that, he went through, a bout of homelessness and depression, but you picked him up out of the gutter and brushed him off and got him back to the radio station. And I can't understand how anybody wouldn't be happy for that.
Yeah, it was rough, and we've talked about it. It was a long year. Thank God for Kerry Adams. But, Bird and I had built something over a fairly short amount of time with this show. And then just to have him yanked away like he was a kick in the nuts. And so I was left picking up the pieces while John Bird just got to lay on his couch unemployed.
I don't know if Bird's aware that you were an emotional wreck during that year. I don't know if he quite understands that you were inconsolable. You would call friends late at night. We would try to figure out how to make our way in the world without him.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
I remember many of those conversations late into the evening, Andrew, and I'm just happy that you've seen your way out of the darkness as well. I think I'm probably most happy for you.
Yeah, I just couldn't call Murphy too late because I couldn't understand what he was saying because he'd be too many whiskeys deep. So I had to cut off for that.
I speak in tongues.
Yeah. If you call him after 10 p.m., you can't really understand what he's saying, but you can tell that he's well-meaning with whatever it is he's saying.
Yeah, I care. I mean, I do care. You just can't understand me.
So how's the back? You were down in the back last week and couldn't come on the show. What happened with that?
Yeah, we moved, and I got a lot of books, man, and I'm too old to be lifting those book boxes and moving them from upstairs to downstairs, and I was moving some stuff, and my back, I've never had my back, I've had lower back issues for years. Many of us do. If you live long enough, you'll tweak your back here and there, but I've never actually had my back go out. Have either of y'all had your back go out?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I had when I initially had back problems, I just woke up one morning and couldn't get out of the bed at all. I think that was probably the closest.
Yeah, mine, I was walking down, I was, carrying a big old load of books downstairs, a big old box of books downstairs, and my back just popped twice and just went shut down on me and was shut down for about 2 days. It's better. I mean, I'm back up and running, but getting old's hell, but it beats plan B, fellas.
Yeah, and people used to make fun of me because I can't read, and I'm like, well, look who's the smart one now, buddy. I don't even have to carry any books. I don't read books.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of Kerry Adams, always told me he'd always pick on me if he came up to the house. He'd say, books will kill you, and I think he's probably right. Kerry's very anti-book.
Yeah, he predicted the future for sure, for sure.
Well, and we all know that literally John Bird cannot read. So, I mean, I feel a little uncomfortable even bringing the subject up, knowing that Bird legit can't read.
Yet another thing that you don't know about me. You know nothing about me. We've known each other for years, decades even.
He can't spell. He can spell, but if you give him like too complicated of a word, like there's words out there that are they're common words, but they're kind of spelled funny. I'll occasionally throw those at him and get him to spell them, and he never gets them right.
John doesn't know that. I don't think I've ever told John Bird this, but when John initially came on board at Talk 99.5, he was John. Did you know that you were actually a diversity hire? Did you know that?
No.
Because
are you serious?
Up until that point, I had only hired smart people.
I thought he was going to say he told him that you were black.
I might be on the spectrum, but I'm not that far gone.
He does.
Well, John does play a mean guitar. I'll give him that.
He does, and that's another thing about bringing him back is we get to return the John Bird Plays the Guitar segment, which has been gone for so long.
When are y'all doing? Y'all doing that on Fridays? When are you doing that?
Well, yeah, we're doing it on Fridays. We were going to start next Friday, but they're taking John Bird away from me next Friday.
I've been fired again.
They're putting him on the afternoon show because AJ's out. So we're doing it on Thursday. We're going to do it a day early. And what are the four? The people are voting on social media as to what the songs are, and the four options. I'll get your vote, and you can tell me what you think you would prefer to hear. The options are Three Dog Night, Joy to the World.
Right.
There's also Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks.
Okay.
There is Here Without You by Three Doors Down and The Thrill Is Gone by B.B. King. That's the four.
Well, immediately I'm going either Joy to the World or The Thrill Is Gone.
Yeah, I figured.
I think I would go The Thrill Is Gone. I think John would do a good job with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have picked the other two. I was going with the Three Doors Down. I'm like, the lead singer just died. You have to pick that one. That's what I told the audience. So I'm pulling for Here Without You.
I'm sure I would know that. I mean, I'm certain I would know that song if I heard it. But John, sing a little bit.
Sing it, John Bird.
I don't know.
I've still got to learn the song. I do not know the words. Give me just a little more time. I won't disappoint you. I think that's the way it goes.
That's a weird one.
It goes, I'm here without you, baby. You know that song.
I guess I do. Yeah. I never was a big fan of Three Doors Down, but there's my vote. Thrill Is Gone. Just throw it in the pot, see what happens.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and make sure that one's in the hopper. Did you hear about Jawbone Jam getting announced?
No, I did not.
Got announced
I missed it
yesterday. It's a big one, dude. It's a big one. It's the 10-year anniversary, which kind of means as a founding father of 99.5, you kind of need to be here for it. It's May 15th.
Yeah, he does.
This will be at Iron City, and we have 3 bands that are going to be there. Stone Horses, Cattle, and Brother Kane will be headlining the show.
I'm fascinated that I actually know one of those bands. I know Brother Kane.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
They're
that's good. I wish I knew more popular music, but I don't. But no, what is that? Is that a Friday?
It's a Friday.
Come on, Murphy.
Come on, Murphy.
Well, check the old calendar. Tell Valerie Vining to send the old invite. See what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, this Jawbone Jam is such a big deal that you have to buy tickets on Ticketmaster. Like, we're not doing the old fashioned, bring a toy
Y'all are
or
getting
whatever.
Swanky.
Yeah, dude.
Y'all are getting swanky. That's exclusive. I love that. 10-year anniversary. I remember at this time 10 years ago, we were trying to put the lineup together. And it's hard to believe that it was 10 years ago. It's actually making me feel really depressed right now.
Yeah, tell us about that process. Come on, Uncle Matt. Tell us about the birth of 99.5.
Yeah, it's your
How
baby.
did that go?
We presented it to Ryan Haney and myself. Presented the proposal to David Walls at the end of 2015, and by this time in 2016, we were trying to figure out if we could put the pieces together. And I know that it was difficult because we had to reach out to some people, and we had to reach out to Leland and Ani in a very, very we tried to do it in a way that wouldn't get anybody into trouble. So it was more of a difficult process to do that because, I mean, it's kind of like these football coaches when they say, well, I haven't talked to so-and-so school. Well, they haven't talked to so-and-so school, but they talked to somebody that talked to somebody that talked to so-and-so school. So it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah.
And you can get it done. And so we had begun that process, and we'd begun talking about all we knew is that we wanted a radio station that was Birmingham based, and that from morning to night, Birmingham people were talking and Alabama people were talking about subjects that Alabama folks cared about. And it's funny because at the beginning, the end of 2015, even after Trump made his announcement that he was running for president, I was still very, very focused. And this is where Trump completely upset the apple cart, because I was like, we really need to focus on Alabama issues. We don't need to worry about national issues. We need to worry about Alabama issues and be hyper local and really serve the community. And I feel like we did that. We did that, and y'all still do that. But Trump came in, and it was just all Trumpy Trump all the time. I mean, obviously. So, but yeah, as I recall, in February, we were beginning to lay tracks with the morning show. We were beginning to lay tracks with the afternoon show. We're trying to figure out what to do with middays. And yeah, no, it was good. It's like it was yesterday when all of that happened.
What was?
And I remember.
Well, I was going to say, like, in the lead up to that, what you guys were doing at the time was API, right? Was that 10,
yeah,
1070?
Richard and I, and obviously Richard was always going to be a part of it because he was already there. Richard, Valerie, and I were on WAPI. We were AM only, and we had a general manager at the time. I won't name names, but I'll just say that at the time, the competition in town had gone to FM radio. I knew that if we wanted to reach younger people, we had to get on FM radio. And we had briefly been on 100.5, and that had been taken away from us through a series of, issues and, situations that it was really beyond anybody's control. And so Ryan Haney and I talked about it, Ryan Haney being the operations manager. And I'm like, I got to get on FM. And the general manager at the time was very much an impediment. He chose to, instead of really pushing for that up to corporate, he just chose to basically lie to us and say that he was doing that, but he wasn't really. Anyway, David Walls took over as general manager and really took the ball and ran with it. And he is the unsung hero in Talk 99.5. I sometimes get a little bit of credit. Ryan Haney gets a lot of credit, and he deserves a lot of credit. Had David Walls not been the liaison between the local folks and their vision and corporate, and really selling it to corporate Cumulus, it never would have happened. But that was kind of the idea was to bring it back local and to bring radio back to what it ought to be, really, and that is to serve the community that you're in. We were losing because we were on AM. We were presenting good products. Valerie was news director at the time. Valerie was doing a great job. Richard was doing a great job. I feel like I was doing an okay job. But nobody was hearing us because we were on AM. And so once, I cannot tell you, when we got the green light to take over a 100,000 watt FM radio station, I almost crapped myself. I was
going to say, that's night and day going from AM to 100,000 FM.
Oh, yeah. It's just, and at the time, even then in 2015, it was a big deal because companies wanted to reserve those 100,000 watt sticks, those biggest stations, for music. Right, they were still holding on to and no offense to music stations, and no offense to people that work in music radio, but we saw that was dying due to XM radio, Sirius radio, and these online platforms that are now just dominating the space. But corporate didn't see that at the time. They really wanted to reserve that to music. So for us to be able to sell it to corporate, that this was going to make the money, because that's what they worry. They want to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we managed to do it, and then we started putting those pieces in place, and eventually launched, I guess, in May of 2016. We had a big launch party, which was absolute disaster. Ask Leland about the launch. I mean, you might know about the launch party, Bird, or you, Andrew. The launch party that we held on the rooftop of, I think it was called Uptown in Birmingham. It was on the roof of a bar, and a torrential thunderstorm came up and just drenched everybody. It fried. No, we had a band, like Richard's band was playing. It fried like electrical equipment.
Oh God!
Oh, it was bad. I think somebody got electrocuted, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm making that up. I'm not sure, but it was bad. I mean, it was.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But people showed up for it? I mean, that's got to be hard to be like a brand new.
Well, that one. The first one was invitation only, because we had only. I don't even know that we had launched. We were about to launch, but we invited clients, and it was like it was about 100, 150 people. Liberty Bell was there.
Nice.
I remember, but no, it was great. It was fabulous until the rains came, and then everybody had to scurry inside, but we still had a great old time.
That's still kind of, I mean, in the sense of politics, that was kind of a ballsy move, because you were launching a brand new station in May of before in an election year, before an election. So by the time you all got started up, you had very little time, relatively, before the election and the lead up, when that's kind of your biggest year. So you were kind of starting behind the starting line almost, it would seem like.
Well, I mean, and obviously, I mean, look, the components of the station the personality, Richard, and, I give Richard a lot of hell, but Richard's such a personality. Leland is obviously just a mega personality. Andrea Lindenberg, mega personality. Valerie Vining, mega personality. So all of these people made the radio station, but do make no mistake, Donald Trump benefited us greatly.
Right.
Because more people wanted to pay attention to politics. More people were attracted to what we were already doing than ever before. And it really helped launch us in the right way. So, I mean, it was just a coming together of incredible personalities, driven people, same vision, family. We all knew each other. And we all knew others within the market that, wanted to be a part of it. And I wanted to make John Bird a part. I wanted to make you a part of it. And, for years in the years that followed, we tried to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah.
And, and it literally took me leaving Birmingham
That's
to
right.
eventually make it happen.
That's exactly right. That's right. Yeah, it was weird, kind of my journey to get here too, because, I remember the day that, so I had filled in for Leland a few times. I was out in Anniston at that small station, and somehow Leland and I got in contact, and I had filled in for him. And then all of a sudden, he's at that other station and just announces at the end of a Friday show, by the way, this is our last show. Thank y'all for the support or whatever. Maybe you'll see us around. Who knows? And then just goes. And I'm like, well, there was my one shot to get in Birmingham radio, so I don't have to drive to Anniston from Birmingham every day. Leland's gone. I had no idea what was going on, so I was crushed. I was like, there was my meal ticket, and he's gone. Apparently, what he did was, on his way out, he left them my phone number and said, hey, yo, call this kid, get him to take my spot, which is how I ended up where I was at that time. And then he comes over here, and then you guys, I mean, I loved working at that spot, in retrospect, maybe not so much, but at the time it was a lot of fun. But there was no shot at us having any kind of success after the launch of 99.5 because you
Well,
guys,
I mean, and
you
you
guys
know, I
were a
was over
monster
there
at that
for-
point. I mean, from day one, it was
Well,
a
I mean,
monster.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I was over there, at the other station for 5 years, right? And
Yeah.
so, and I get it. I mean, I am thankful and feel blessed. And John, you know this. I mean, I feel
You
blessed
worked
for the
hard for me.
opportunity that I mean, no, I did. No, John Bird was my boss.
I know.
John Bird was and let me tell you something. I was a much nicer boss to John Bird than John Bird was to me.
Really?
He was a taskmaster.
That's
And
true.
you wouldn't believe. Look at that man across the glass. If that dude right there across the glass, you give him a little bit of power.
That's fascinating
tyrant.
because I had a different impression because he ultimately got stabbed in his back and fired. I thought maybe he was too nice, but he was an evil boss apparently.
Yeah, but I've been humbled over the years. Believe me.
Okay.
No, John was awesome. John was great. I think John was very, very. John and Steve Armstrong were very instrumental in getting me to Birmingham. I mean,
Yes.
And long story short is it's fascinating that it's been 10 years. I continue to be fascinated. It's been 4 years since I left.
That's
A
crazy.
little over
That does
4
seem
years
crazy.
since I left. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it should be a good time. I'd love if I can clean the schedule out. I will absolutely 100% be there.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to make that happen. Again, you're technically a founding father of this thing, so you kind of got to be there.
I might stop by the Lindenberg homestead and kidnap her, throw her in the back of my truck, and get her over there.
Oh man,
too. She's in it just as much as everybody else. We need to have both of y'all there. I think that'd be absolutely amazing.
Bring back, you know what? Where the hell's Erica Wood? Bring back Erica Wood. Let's get her over there. Come on.
let's get the whole gang. Anyone who's ever been on.
Anyone, whether you left on bad terms or not, we want them all back at Jawbone Jam. We're going to put them on stage and relive the glory days. And I do want to point out that what you said when you were talking about trying to get me on at the station here, like people have no idea the links you went to not just get me to where I could fill in, but get me hired up here, which, as you noted, eventually only happened as a result of you leaving. So.
Well, I mean, because you're an insanely talented guy, right? I mean, and I knew that. And when I was, quote unquote, a boss, all I knew to do was to find the most talented people that I knew and to give them an avenue that they could showcase their talent. That's all I wanted to do. I mean, I never wanted to be anybody's boss. I just wanted the station to succeed and serve the community. That's it. And when you have personalities like Andrew Mclain and Leland and all the rest, Valerie and Richard, you have those types of personalities. Your best bet as a leader is to just get the hell out of the way.
That's right.
And let them go.
That's right. Get the hell out of the way, everybody. Well, Coban, that was cool. I didn't, when I bring you on Fridays, I don't necessarily have a particular thing that I want to talk to you about, but that's the exact road we needed to go down. So make those plans.
And I'll end it by saying that I just hope that the community has enjoyed it. I mean, I really do. I mean, and it is still a hope. I still have opportunity to speak to people in Birmingham from time to time, and I just hope that everybody has enjoyed the ride, like I know that everyone associated with Talk 99.5 has enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Founding Father Matt Murphy, thank you for joining us, buddy. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Talk to you next week, brother. See
Bye,
y'all.
man.
Congrats, John. Congrats, John Bird.
Stop it.
Good times, everybody. Good times. Bottom of the hour. More of the line. Coming up next.